Time is not on our side with Iran. That is what Congresswoman Jane Harman says in a letter to the president. And now a U.S. defense official says that a military strike against the Islamic Republic is, quote, off the table for the time being. Even though the Defense Department says that Tehran is just 5 years away from producing a missile. Remember this news about the ICBM that could ostensibly hit the United States within 5 years. One lawmaker is calling for, quote, crippling sanctions. We've heard about those, so what are they? Against Iran. I'm now joined by Democratic Congresswoman Jane Harman. She is the Intelligence Subcommittee Chair of the Homeland Security Committee, and we welcome her here today. Congresswoman Harman, good to have you with us today.
Thank you.
You know, a lot of people hear about these crippling sanctions. We also remember that a few weeks ago, the president said that we were going to be leveling sanctions within weeks, not months, that it was a top priority for him. Where are we with all of this?
Well, we're on a two-track system. The first track is to get Congress to pass the strongest possible bill, and I think that we are going to get there. I would like it by the end of this month, but that's next week. Certainly into next month we will do this. I believe we will pass a bill with overwhelming bipartisan support against refined petroleum products being imported into Iran. That will truly hurt Iran. But then I think the second piece is as strong sanctions as possible through the UN. I don't think the UN sanctions will be as strong as what we can do in Congress, and that's why I'm urging us to act quickly. But I think it is the case that the president met with the Chinese and the Russians in recent weeks and is increasingly confident that they will support a tougher sanctions package through the UN. Let me just say that the statement of Michelle Flournoy, an Undersecretary of Defense for Policy, that a military strike is off the table in the near term does not mean that the possibility of a military strike as a last resort is off the table, and certainly it doesn't mean that to me.
Which they made clear as well. Thank you for pointing that out. You know, you mentioned the president's meetings, and you laid it out very well. Two tracks. You would like to see Congress put in some very strict oil transport sanctions that would, you believe, would cripple Iran, and then that would be powerful. The other track is the UN, of course. You mentioned that the president has met with leadership from Russia and from China. I also read this morning that, you know, the Iranians have spent quite a bit of time meeting with the same people, and that they're putting a lot of pressure on Russia rather, and on China and on Uganda, and that Ahmadinejad is actually traveling to Uganda to promise them a new oil refinery. So how are we going to get these people on board when Iran is making their own set of promises to them?
Well, we can't blink. We've seen this movie before, and it is absolutely clear to me that the Iranian leadership is doing its best to develop a nuclear bomb and the missile capability to deliver it anywhere in the world. We have a new national intelligence estimate coming out very soon. I'll look forward to reading that, but I think we will learn that they have made a considerable amount of progress. Let me just add one more thing. Our fight is not with the Iranian people. They have been heroic protesting their own government since that sham election last year and the crackdown on dissident parties. And however we do this, we need to be communicating that our issue is with the Iranian government and its reckless pursuit of nuclear weapons and its transfer or potential transfer of not only those weapons, but other lethal conventional capability to its agents, Hezbollah and Hamas, which surround the country of Israel.
All right. Congresswoman Harman, you've done a lot of work over the years on this, and we thank you very much for talking with us today about it. We hope, as you say, time is not on our side in this situation, so we're going to look for some results, and we thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
Have a good day.